Welcome to episode 13 of the Smoke Room. And I have once again my brother from different mother, Louden. Introduce yourself.
Damn, I've been on this fucking show how many times already? I should get a damn medal.
I know I just can't help but bring you back on the show because I just can't help but ask you different questions because you're interesting, because you, excuse me, but you're interesting because you cover so many different things like video gaming and everything call and and even confrontation. I mean, I sit here and I seen on my YouTube page all these arguments that you got into. And it's just crazy how much stuff you can get to in so short of a time. And I just want to come on here, and I'm going to start this interview out with something called simple. For people that familiar with call and stuff like that to start off with. Uh,
Alright.
but what I want to ask you to start off with is what is your perspective on call um now preserved from last year? Because there's been a bunch of new leagues like mine and like WCW starting to pick up, and a couple of leagues starting to pick up compared to last year because last year was a bunch of trolls and a bunch of other stuff. What is your perspective from this year to last year?
Last year, Call was still going, but the problem was it didn't get that big hype that it used to get back then when SCAW and WDF and shit was starting. It didn't get that really big attention like it usually got. Like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing, I'm gonna like watch this, that, and the other. Most call owners used to rake up the fucking views and used to get, and used were very popular, but around last year when all the crazy shit happened, it declined. The attention to call wrestling declined because it was either troll attacks, call owners kind of losing that, what can I say, pizzazz that made their show great, and it became stale. There was a lot of things. Now it's slowly, and I mean slowly, starting to build up where it's kind of fun again, but I don't know if it'll ever be as, I don't know if Call will ever be, super fucking over and big like it was back then, but you can tell you can tell now who's passionate about it and who still wants to do it.
Yeah, I agree completely. And then coming off that, I just want to say that Battle Post starting off pretty well. It got 3 episodes out. What are your future goals? I ain't trying to get no spoilers or nothing, but what are your future goals and what are your expectations for your like Battle Pro?
Fuck, my expectations for Battle Pro is just hoping people like it and actually watch it. That's my fucking expectation. The fact that I even have it out is a damn miracle because I went through so much shit just trying to make the fucking league. Like, I was like most guys who wanted to start a call league. I had the idea, I had the guys, I just didn't have the right equipment for it. Now I have the right equipment, and now I have the guys and I have the videos out. And honestly, for me, it's like this. If there's even, I said it once, if there's even one person watching my fucking league, I'm happy. And if it grows, fine. And I can just say, that's my hard work and people are actually enjoying it. That's good. My future goals for Battle Pro is just to stay strong as much as I can pull it off. That's all.
Yeah, and I noticed that you do a different style on your call show. You do more of a, like a different. I don't know what to call it, but a Japanese type thing. Like,
I try to do yeah, you say Japanese. Most people call it Puro Asian. I try. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's actually very, if it shows very well that I do a Puro style. I mean, fuck, you would actually have to go to people that know Puro wrestling very well, and they can tell whether Battle Pro is that style. But yeah, I try to be different, and that's the big thing when you start a call league. You have to do. You got to be different from everybody else. You can't just do the same thing, because if you do, you just get lost in the jumble up mess that is CAW, and you can't be deciphered from one call league to another.
yeah, it's like this is episode 13, but I said episode 12 at the beginning, so I get jumbled up even in my own interviews. So
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
that crazy. But Loudon, what do you think is the colleagues to watch? You know, what do you think that colleagues are doing, or what colleagues are doing things right?
Oh man. Last time you answered me this question, I had it easy way and said it, but let's see. WEDF is like the most obvious to watch, and what they do well is the fact that Frank Dogg actually has help booking the show now, because he has Josh Orochi Jackson and Zach Shore, and those two are really good bookers. Um, I mean, WDF at the time was having problems, and it improved a lot. Shows how much the improvement is because he has people helping him, and I think that's the key word for most colleagues now. Like, fuck WCW. WCW had help because they had Patch and freaking Josh helping them book. So like, shows to watch: WDF, obviously. WCW, it's getting good because of the help that they're getting. Um, Five Star Call Wrestling, whenever the owner can ever put a show up, that's always a good show to watch. I mean, he just has like this amazing take on it, and I like it. Uh, that's about. Oh no, and Brawl, and RSW, Brent's League, whenever that comes out.
There are excellent leagues, and there's a bunch of other leagues that deserve a lot of attention, but all the leagues that you brought up are leagues that need to be brought more to it. But that just brings to my next question. What leagues do you think deserves more attention in the so-called universe?
Shit. Uh, I want to say TCW asterisk, but fuck, TCW asterisk is getting a lot of attention. But I'll still hold by it and say TCW asterisk should get attention because Afro is superb at what he does, editing wise, promo wise, wrestling wise. He's got something there, and I like it. Um, leagues to have more leagues to be brought up to attention. Shit. I mean, the only one I can think of is TCW asterisk. I think WCW should get a little more attention. It's a pretty good league.
Yeah, I think leagues like WCW. I've been watching their views lately, and they've been kind of low. And I don't understand it because leagues that basically are more joke plagued or whatever gets more views than an actual person who puts more work into it. You
Well, that's
know?
because most people like joke leagues because they love a good laugh. That's the thing. Most people like to see a joke league more than a serious league 9 times out of 10. They love to see a joke league because they want to have a laugh. They want to see how funny this person is. You know, they want to see what they can bring that's funny, and they also like a good match to go with it. Um, that's why most people actually go for joke leagues more than the serious ones. Because
Yeah.
in their mind, it's like, I've seen one serious original colleague, I've seen them all.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I'm gonna ask you a serious question now,
Oh, okay.
and this is from me, so you know it's serious.
Oh boy.
Revolving call. What do you think about FDW and the progress I have made so far in call?
Like FDW now?
Now,
Well, I
honestly,
I
I
can tell
want you
you
to be 100% honest.
I can tell you this. It was about fucking time you finally brought FDW back.
It's
And
a lot of shit.
secondly, I mean, I can see the improvements that were made in I can see the improvements that were made in FDW from then to now. I think the only biggest issue is that sometimes you get so, can I say, overworked that you kind of forget minor details and shit.
Like, editing.
Like editing, basically, because
Yeah, that's my major problem.
I think that's your biggest issue. Like, you can put on a good match. You can put on a good match. You know how to work a match. It's obvious in some of the stuff I've seen. But the problem is that sometimes when you have a match, you fucking botch a certain spot, and instead of just editing it out or redoing it, you're like, fuck it, and I'll leave it there.
Yeah, but you gotta think though. I like to do things a certain way, and if a match turns out there's gonna be a botch in any kind of match, like real wrestling, there's gonna be a certain botch. You can't edit it out. It don't
Yeah.
matter if it's live. You're gonna be like flying over the place, and you're gonna do a certain thing. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I won't. I respect that from you, Louden. That's the reason I asked you what you thought about it, because I would take what you said to me and I would do what I can to make my league better. But that's the same thing with you. You know what I mean? You want people to comment on your stuff. You want people to explain to you what you're doing wrong. You want people to explain to you what you're doing right, so you can correct what you're doing in the next show.
And the saddest shit is and the saddest thing is, I rarely get anybody commenting on my stuff.
Don't feel
That
bad
that's the
on
sad
it.
part. Like, I asked Patch about, like, what could I do to improve it. So, and the only thing and like, probably the only thing Patch does most of the time is joke around how my calls look like like certain other wrestlers. Like, one guy on there, he says, "Oh, it's oh, you mean that Masahiro Chano looking dude," which is like a Japanese wrestler, and so, but like, I think the biggest problem with people is, like, the reason I don't get much comments is because I'm working with a entirely new roster. There is no familiar name. There is no, there's no familiar name in that league minus Smokey, Evan O'Shea, um, minus Smokey and Evan O'Shea and Arcan. But then again, not much people know about Arcan except
Few
Josh.
people.
A few people know Arcan. But besides those, everybody else is new, so they can't really give me feedback because they don't know where I'm trying to go for with this character. Even if I tell them, they still kind of don't know where I'm going with it. Luckily, I actually have a booking team for Battle Pro, which I'm happy about because I finally found people that would actually fucking help me book Battle Pro, and I don't do it myself because quite honestly, I'm an okay booker, but I'm not great.
Yeah.
I
I just
can't, sorry, I can't, plan things out in the long run. I can't plan things out in the future. I need help with that. And so, yeah.
yeah, I just I just seen a comment that people saying that Louden Styles is running a good lead on one of my comments, and they like your commentary, but I actually like it because you actually know how to portray a style of character. Like on for instance, Last Days, you got hit by a chair by Sincero.
Cesaro.
And Cesaro, whatever the fuck his name is. But I can't. He's in my league. That's all I know. But you played that character off, even though you had to leave. You got played off like you was going to get back X-rays. You played off the whole show like you was actually going to leave. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and it worked out because it's just gonna continue the cycle of the whole storyline. That actually helped me out more for you leaving the whole commentary than anything else. But that's just like everything else. If you put reality in the whole thing, like a commentator wrestling, and they come back to the commentator table and they act a certain way. That's very key on how you can play the storyline around, because if you're acting like you got hit by a chair, in reality, if you get hit by a chair, you're gonna be fucking hurting.
Yeah, your back's gonna be fucking sore. You are gonna hurt. You are gonna be pissed.
You ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just like new.
No, don't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
That's why I kind of like Oshi Jax for because he kind of does the same things I do. Like he basically did the same thing I did when I like the whole Loudon gets hit with a chair by Antonio Cesaro. He goes in, fucks up Danny Jackpot, comes back out, yells at the top of his lungs, "Danny Jackpot is an overrated piece of shit, and I did that because I was doing them a fucking favor." You know, just going off.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's how you can portray a story. If you're doing commentary and you are also part of the roster, you have to go into character just to make the story more interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of like a long time ago. Whenever I was in whenever I first started in WWF, I was in that feud with Kozlov, like in the very start of it, and he started messing around me in the commentary table, and I got off of it, and that's why it started the first confrontation from an original call to a real wrestler in WWF.
Right.
Yeah, and people say actually that Matt Icorn, Homer's call, which is a great call in his own right, started the whole commentary wrestling type thing, when in reality it was Smokey who started the whole thing.
Yeah, I can say that wholeheartedly, that you basically started it, and it's like, because I kind of remember hearing someone say that Matt Icorn, or Homer, aka Matt Icorn, started the whole commentary session. It's like, no, not really. If anything, it was like you started it. Oshi Jackson, Matt Icorn, in a way, perfected it. I don't know, but I do know Homer did not start that thing.
Yeah, I seriously doubt perfected it.
What he did perfect is, but okay, here's the one thing Homer did perfect. He perfected in pissing off an entire internet wrestling community fan base. Every waking moment, he shits on Daniel Bryan. That's what he does. And the thing is, I'm just going to say this right now about Homer. I like Homer for the simple fact that he could just piss people off. I like that about him. I like the fact that he could piss people off, because what I've learned about him is the simple fact is that when he doesn't like certain indie guys. Like, he doesn't like guys from the independents.
Certain guys, anyway.
Well, he doesn't like indie guys that are mainstream, like who are really well known and are pushed to the fucking moon and everybody loves them and sucks their dicks apparently and shit. So yeah, he hates guys like Antonio Cesaro. He doesn't like guys like Cassius Ohno. He doesn't like guys like Daniel Bryan. In fact, he's wholeheartedly said many times that Daniel Bryan is an overrated piece of shit and the only thing he does is shin kicks. And honestly, he is the perfect fucking heel for CAW if you think about it, because he talks shit about the baby. He talks shit about people that everybody likes. And honestly, I like Matt Icorn as a heel because he doesn't have to fucking lie on commentary every time there's a Daniel Bryan match.
Or every time there's a Smokey match.
Or a Zack Ryder match. He doesn't have to lie to people because Homer's a horrible liar. Trust me, I've heard him on commentary when he was a face and it was a Daniel Bryan match. It was like, it just made me laugh. It just made me go, why don't you just fucking just be yourself? Don't even lie to yourself. You know you don't like him. Just fucking say it. You're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on to this conversation because I promised that there'll be more interesting questions on this episode. But
It's gonna be a long
Louden,
folks.
yeah, this is gonna be a long interview. Louden, okay, I'm gonna ask you, what are your perspective on E3 and what games do you have criticism for and that are gonna come out, and what do you expect?
Wow, I never expected you to actually ask me this question. E3. I was disappointed in E3, quite honestly. It was like E3 this year was a disappointment because you had the top companies. You had Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. You had those guys. None of them did jack shit. Microsoft showed Halo 4 and shit for Xbox Live and shit for Xbox Live that no one gives a damn about and isn't really anything, exciting to talk about, except Halo 4. But then again, I don't think anybody got their hopes up for it. Nintendo was disappointing as shit. The biggest thing about E3 was that none of them showed any interesting games except Ubisoft and EA. EA showed a shit ton of first-person shooters that everybody got geeked about except Medal of Honor because it looked bad. Ubisoft.
That's surprising.
Everybody was like, oh fuck, Crysis looks awesome. I can't wait for Dead Space to come out. This looks great. Medal of Honor looks like shit. No.
I gotta admit though, Far Cry looks awesome as fuck because I played the last one, and speaking from experience of beating the last game of Far Cry, I just gotta say that I actually got interested in that story, and I'm pretty interested in seeing what will happen on this game and seeing from the E3 thing. Far Cry has came a long way from the first one.
Yeah, I actually want to see how they work for Far Cry, but the thing is with me is like I'm gonna wait till the price lowers a little bit before I give my full opinion about it. But Far Cry looks promising, and then there's Crysis 4, which I'm looking forward to. But then let's get to Ubisoft. Ubisoft, who in my opinion fucking outdid everybody in E3 because they showed like I've gotten back into the Rayman series, and they showed Rayman Legends. I'm looking forward to that game. But the one game that I've been hearing everybody talk about, everybody that they watched E3 always say this game, oh my god, Watch Dogs is so fucking amazing. I want to get that game so bad. When I saw the trailer, When I saw the trailer, I was like, fuck, you can actually hack into the world and fuck everything up. I want to get that game. So Watch Dogs, I think for me, E3 wise, is like that one game I definitely do want to get, along with Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed. I followed that game all the way through. Every single game they had. So I, I know completely what you feel about that game.
Assassin's Creed 3, I think is gonna be either a good game. Honestly, I think a lot of people are hoping it's good because if it's bad, then oh, it's if it's a bad game, then oh, it's fucked. But I
I
mean,
kind of,
but
I
I
kind
mean,
of go ahead.
but I mean, a lot of people actually joked about it because they're like, oh, Assassin's Creed 3 is gonna be in the American Revolution. So let me guess, I'm gonna be George Washington assassinating people.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it all throughout all the games. They told you stories on every single one that has came out, and this one is just another plot in the story that will get you to the next game because you know there's gonna be another game. There's gonna be a 4, and there's probably gonna be a 5, but there's all a different plot in the game, and that's what Assassin's Creed does well, in my opinion, because they separate. They actually have a good plot, a character storyline, and they have like different kind of scenarios you can do. I don't know. It just Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, is one of the best games that I could play. Basically, because you have to be stealthy, but you can actually have fun at the same time. You can kill people. It got all that all in one.
Yeah.
Well, another thing on E3, they showed Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6, they bringing back Leon and they bring about all them other people. I've seen E3 trailer and it looks good, but it's kind of difficult to say if it actually going to be as good as they putting out to be because, they people can put all kinds of stuff out like graphics and gameplay, but they don't actually put the whole. When the whole product comes out, it's disappointing.
Oh,
What do you expect from Resident Evil 6?
oh, Resident Evil 6. It's gonna be the same thing as the other fucking 5 Resident Evil games. I'm sorry, it's going to be that. It's basically I I have never gotten into I used to be in the Resident Evil series. I used to like Resident Evil. But after 4, I kind of just stopped because I'm like, there's nothing new about it. It's the same fucking plot, but with different characters. It's like Resident Evil 5 was the same fucking plot as the last 4 Resident Evil games, except the plot changed and except the characters changed up. Resident Evil 6, you basically take all the iconic figures from the original Resident Evil games that everybody loved, but it's gonna have the same fucking plot. Oh, zombie conspiracy, Umbrella Corporation.
And Western Sun.
Oh yeah, that's totally different. Oh yeah, Wesker, same fucking plot, just different characters.
Yeah, but you gotta think though. They at least trying to do something. It's better than what some companies are trying to do. Cause you gotta think Madden, like football games. You gotta think like basketball games and everything else. They do the same stuff every single year. At least there's what is it say? I'm trying to think of the right word for it.
The thing is with games like Madden is that Madden never changes a thing. They change like little things, like they add a new feature to something or do something that they think is revolutionary when in actuality it's not really revolutionary. But for some reason it still has replay value. I can't explain it, but it has replay value because there are hardcore football fans and hardcore, and the same goes for any NBA series.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just all commercial things, basically. But I want to ask you something total non-gaming and total non-call. I want to ask you a serious question. With everything that's going on, I am talking about all around the world. With all the cannibal attacks. No, I want you to talk because there's been an attack in China like 2 days ago.
Oh my fuck!
There's an attack in Maryland a few weeks ago. Before that, attack in Texas. Not even a couple days before that. Attack in where was it? Georgia. Not even a couple days ago. And then the one that started the whole thing was Miami. What, in your personal opinion, what is going on with these people? What you people these media people are all talking about bath salts. I personally say there's more to the story than just bath salts. There can't be just bath salts out of nowhere. They've been talking about that forever. The world never had this problem before. Why would it be all?
You do know bath salts is like an LSD.
Bath salts, LSD, don't make you eat people.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now because I've had many friends of mine that they came up with their own conspiracy theories and all this shit. But honestly, I'm going to tell you straight up what I believe in this. The zombie fucking apocalypse is upon us and everybody needs to get geared up right the fuck now. No, because seriously, because from what I hear too many stories about the attacks too. And from what I hear, it's like this. Oh, the guy in Miami, he was totally on drugs, but the other two attacks, there was no substances of bath salts or anything found. So apparently,
marijuana.
Apparently, it was a virus that. Apparently, it was like a virus that infected their brain and stuff and made them do that. I don't know what to believe, but I do know this. This is way too fucking coincidental to a zombie apocalypse. It really is. Because, shit, that's all I can say, zombie apocalypse. Like, this, like, every time we go into the new millennium, crazy shit happens.
Yeah,
like, seriously, ever since we hit 2000, crazy shit happens.
But you gotta think though, everybody always said like the books and everything. All else. That's why I've been telling my friend everything else that I've been talking to my friend Kevin. But 2012, there's a book called 2012 Apocalypse and How to Survive It, and that book been out for quite a few years. You know what I mean? There's even a movie about it with Big Reams in it, in actuality. And it's kind of crazy that none of this has actually happened till now. You know what I mean? None of this has happened to that Miami accident that the media finally picked up on. And then all of a sudden, all these stories start picking up. The Georgia accident, I heard this one story about this guy eating his own dog and walking down the road. That, I think, is fake. The media is trying to confuse people with the whole bath salts thing. The whole Georgia thing, I think, is fake. I think the main things you're going to have to worry about is the Miami thing. Who gets Louden? I just want to shoot you, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. If you get shot, no matter what drug you on, if you're on LSD, if you on marijuana, if you on any kind of drug, if you get shot, what are you going to do?
If I was on a drug and I got shot, I would have not felt it. because I would be so fucking hopped up on the shit that my adrenaline would just go nuts and I wouldn't feel the fucking gunshots.
But would you growl at the cop that shot you?
No, I would never. I wouldn't fucking growl at a cop and shake my head with someone's flesh in my teeth.
And then go back to eating on the face.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Don't you think that's weird characteristics?
That is uncharacteristic.
And
But then again, I mean, I could say it's uncharacteristic, but you know, there could be people that could go, well, the thing about that is that you don't know what you can do when you're on drugs.
yeah, but speaking to a guy that's saying Smokey, for real, I've been on all kinds of drugs, and I never once felt the urge to eat somebody or do certain things to people. I just always been friendly, and no matter what. But I never felt the wants to eat somebody, and if somebody even stabbed me, I would at least say, "Ow." You know what I mean? There ain't no, and they go back to eating to me. There ain't none of that. If somebody shoots me, I'm going down. There ain't no growling about it. You don't, and the funny thing about the whole Miami thing is it took 6 shots to kill the guy.
Yeah.
And from what I read, the family said the guy was fine before he left. That morning, he told them that he would be back. What if, now I'm speaking theoretically, I ain't speaking literally, because I can't actually prove that until it's actually proved. But what would you think if he got actually bit by somebody and he didn't realize it, and then later on, and whenever after all that stuff happened, he turned and all that stuff happened. Because that seemed kind of weird, him being butt naked and the other guy being butt naked. It don't add up. Well, that just don't add up about the whole thing.
It doesn't.
I know I'm thinking crazy, but this is Smoke Room. We all go off the wall. I ask every kind of question, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you speaking your mind about that whole zombie apocalypse thing, because not many people will, and not me. I think you're probably the only person that will actually speak to me about your honest opinion about it. And I want to know if you got anything else to add on it before we go to the next subject.
No, I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say about it.
But moving on, what do you think? Going back to Carl, what do you think colleagues that are not known, basically they on basically the down low, like what is it, Davis League,
Oh God.
what is it, WTW or something? What is it?
Wait. WACW.
Yeah. But that league and Stevens League and a couple of leagues, what do you think they need to do to get away from that bottom area? And
Okay. Well, I could just say this: Stevens League will never happen. He pretty much gave up on it, or he didn't have the equipment. I don't know. But the thing with David, for his league, for any league out there that isn't really known and it's like at the bottom and they want to work their way up, simple. Try to be different with the product that you have. In some way, shape, or form, do something different that, like the biggest thing about colleagues that I can just tell you is that you have to be different from the colleagues that are there. You have to be unique. You have to do something completely different. Don't follow the same storylines. Don't follow the same route that most people make with certain cause or real wrestlers or anything. Just be different. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and
Yeah.
also know what you're doing. Also know what you're doing. Like, know how to book. If you don't know how to book, get someone to help you book. Get someone that you know is a good booker and knows how to work a match and all that.
Yeah. Who do you, Loudon? I probably asked you before on the previous interview because I had you on this interview a couple times. But I want to ask again, who motivated you to create Loudon Styles?
Uh, who who motivated me, man? Well, I don't know if you actually asked me this or not, but probably what motivated Loudon Styles actually was all the stuff I went through back in Mississippi, and basically I said this one time in this little promo cut video I did for, for shits and grins. But I did mean half the stuff I said. Loudon Styles was actually made out of all of the things I wish I could have said, but I never could say. All of the shit I went through when I was in Mississippi. Like, all the venom that I had to deal with when I was in Mississippi and the stuff I wanted to say but I never could say, that actually brought Loudon Styles, you know.
Yeah.
So it
But
came for that. The name itself is like personality-wise, it comes from all those things I never could say, but I wanted to so badly to say. The name Loudon Styles comes from two different people that I've met before in my time, and I honor the fact that I met them, AJ Styles and Loud and Noxious.
yeah, I can't help but see your shirt on this chat. I'm just going smiling.
Oh God.
The icon fears Daniel Bryant.
Oh, that was the shit going through Brawl. The idea was that I was gonna come out with different fucking shirts pissing Matt Icorn off because Matt Icorn is the quote unquote anti IWC. So I thought by the way, it fucking failed because only one of those shirts actually worked. The other two didn't work. Told Evan, and Evan was like, I don't give a shit. I'm still doing it anyway. Because, like, one of the shirts says, Icorn fears Kevin Steen. Homer doesn't fucking know Kevin Steen. And he probably never, he doesn't know Kevin Steen. He probably will never want to know him. And I had another shirt that says Icorn fears Dean Ambrose. Was also a failed attempt because Homer actually likes Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
So,
What made you and Homer work out y'all differences?
he found me up on Skype because he was wanting to know if I was joking when I called him a walnut-colored Samoa Joe in a WDF commentary. Because if anybody watches United in that one match with Matt Icorn versus Shelton Benjamin, I basically play this guy. I basically vented. I wouldn't even say vented. I just played in character and shat on Matt Icorn and called him a walnut-colored Samoa Joe and all kinds of things. Called him a piece of shit, all that kind of stuff. You know, playing the character, playing the loudmouth, take no shit face that Loud Styles is supposed to be. And I just said stuff, and he thought he thought Oshu Jax told him to say that. And Josh was like, nope, he did that all on his own. So he talked to me on Skype, was like, hey, were you serious when you called me that? I was like, nope, just joking. Okay, man, I just want to know because Like, I just want to know if you had a problem with me or something. Like, no, I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah.
Like, how would I have a problem with you? I don't even talk to you.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dumbasses in call who overguesses things, and I gotta admit, I can't really say much because I've been guilty of it quite a few times.
Yeah,
I I
yeah.
fell for it quite a few times. Trust me, I admit to that.
It's been a lot more than quite a few times.
But still, it's been quite a few times. But I made up for it. I'm smoky, and I can just do that, you know.
Right.
And there's been quite a few other people who took things to the extreme. But um, me and Homer did a whole segment for the whole mess on a troll, um, anti-troll thing. What do you want to tell people who, if they get mad at people, if they want an end call, what do you want to tell them top people to prevent that stuff from happening?
That, what, that they said they're going to end call?
Yeah, like before they end up doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. Either this comment is going to piss people
Oh,
off.
I don't give a fuck. This is the smoke thing, motherfucker.
Okay.
You be talking about shut the fuck up,
Okay.
loud and speak.
Well,
Damn.
following then, most guys that say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna end call," and all this shit, I wouldn't take it seriously. I wouldn't fucking take it with a grain of salt because somebody tried to do that before and he didn't end call. He killed the momentum that it had, but he didn't end it. And the thing is, here's the thing. When someone says that, don't take it seriously because it's just some fucking empty threat over, it's just some fucking empty threat. Here's the process. When someone says they're going to end call, don't take it seriously at first. It's just a fucking empty threat. Wait. See what he actually does. If he starts taking channels down, then you start to wonder. Then you start to try to do something about it. Because 9 times out of 10, most guys that most trolls that come up and talk about they want to end call make real empty threats, and they just do it because they want to see people fucking go frantic and batshit crazy and go, "Oh my god, this guy's getting end call, I gotta do some shit, man," because they like to fuck with people. Don't take that shit seriously because they're just bullshitting around, and most of them do. And trust me, I can't tell you how many times I heard someone say, "I'm gonna end call." Never fucking did it. They were just doing it just to fuck with people, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
The whole Super Dingoes thing comes around.
Super Dingoes is about the only successful fucking attempt of really getting everybody on edge because General Dingoes actually did try to fucking end call.
The only reason that succeeded is because me and H.O. Duke had this feud with Ramhead, this dude named Ramhead. And it was a non-related call thing, but it got involved with a whole mix because me and H.A. Duke was involved in call, and that whole mess got jumbled up, and the so-called ESPN kids or whatever his name is now, he goes by, but he ended up going off of that and making General Dingoes because SMF was popular. SMF was at the top of his game at the time. And that's where General Dingoes was born. And that's what took out my channel. That's what took out H.A. Duke's channel. That's what took out a couple other channels.
Mercurius.
Even SMF channel got taken out for a bit before it got brought back. WDF's channel got taken out.
Yeah.
A bunch of other channels got booked out, but it was just all because of all. But I honestly feel I regret nothing I did in the past. I spoke up for what I felt was right because one of my friends was getting attacked in that non-call thing. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have gotten that far. I mean, it gotten too far for its own good. And the Ram Hat situation had nothing to do with ESPN Kids, the whole Generation Dingoes thing. It just ESPN Kids figure out all that stuff that was going on, and he used that for his advantage to use that. But the whole Ram Hat thing was just between me, H.A. Duke, and Ram Hat and his little clan. And I repeat, I lost my account mainly because of I Ram Hat closed my account down completely. He did that all on his own. Him and me. I mean, me and H.A. Duke got closed down because of Ram Hat. All because of hip dumbassness, bitch assness, as I would say. But all those accounts are just copycats from General Dingoes, ESPN Kids, whatever you're like. But this is all a bunch of what is the word, Louden? Hypocrisy or whatever.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, that's the word. But you're my spelling guy, so I'm not good at grammar. Everybody else insults me, but I don't care. That's just the way I speak. But Loudon, we've been speaking for a while. Anything else you want to add? Promote your league or whatever.
Not really, no. I pretty much spoke up about the whole trolling thing. You gave me my thoughts about it, and I mean, that's simple. What you just do, ignore half the shit because 9 times out of 10, most people that talk about they want to end CAW are just bullshitting.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you talking about everything, like between gaming. Oh, wait a second. Wait.
Oh, God.
I cannot end this interview. I cannot end this interview just yet till I get to this topic. Yeah, it ain't over yet, baby. Here we go. What professional wrestling organization do you like?
Fuck. Here we go. Professional wrestling organizations. I like a lot of them. If you want to go mainstream between
go all.
Okay.
All of them.
WWE. Let's see. WWE, Chikara, ROH, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that. CZW to a point. Fuck. What else? There's actually this little that syndicate wrestling show at where I live called Showtime All Star Wrestling and NWA Main Event. I like those too. And that's about it. Like mainstream wrestling wise, all I watch is WWE. I see TNA, but I don't like TNA that much.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I watch a lot of independent promotions. Like I try to get DVDs from them. I try to find matches online, or I get lucky sometimes, and there's like a syndicated programs on late night on certain channels, and I can just catch them.
Yeah. It's kind of obvious, but what motivates you league wise? I know I probably asked this earlier, but what independently motivates you to do Battle Pro? Because it's not WWE. You look at your show and it ain't WWE. You can look at it and tell that.
All honesty, Chikara. Chikara motivated me to do better. Like, because most people look at my show and they think Chikara if they ever watched independent wrestling or if they ever heard Chikara. So, Chikara, which is this independent wrestling organization in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that motivates me to do Battle Pro.
Yeah, Louden. Okay. We talked about all this other stuff, and I think I've caught everything I need to talk to you about gaming-wise and everything else-wise, basically. I don't know how long we've been talking, but I appreciate you coming on this episode of the Smoke Room.
No problem.
And we've probably have you back on here in a couple episodes because I get bored, and we're doing. You
Oh, there's
know,
never a dull moment.
no, not with us. We can talk forever.
We
But
would
this
make
is,
anything interesting.
yeah, we can talk forever. But this is episode 13 of the Smoke Room. This is Smokey, and this is Louden, and we're signing out. Peace.